Hey there, everyone. How are you? Hope you're all well. Today, I wanted to look at another topic that has been on my mind, and that is the topic of when you're feeling negative emotion. Like when you get up in the morning and you start off your day and you're really feeling quite irritated and sullen and just constricted and withdrawn, and you're not even sure why exactly that you're feeling that way, because you can't really pinpoint an issue or problem in your life that's causing that exact emotion, but you feel that way anyway. And it's difficult to get out of it because you can't even really identify where that emotion is coming from. So my question is around, why do we have those negative emotions that we can't really identify where they come from? Do they serve us in some way? Is it just a test to see if we can move into better feeling emotions like appreciation, joy, or whatever, just higher or more positive emotions? And what should we do with them? Should we try to identify where they come from? Should we just try to move in different feeling or better feeling areas? Or how should we go about dealing with those days where you seem to get up on the wrong side of the bed, as we say colloquially? So let's see what comes through. So give me a minute. Greetings, dear one. We are so glad that you've made time for us, and as always, we're happy to answer any questions you may have. Feelings are not something there to be shunned or to be suppressed. They're there to give us information, and they offer a lot of information about our lives, and especially things that we are experiencing that we don't prefer, but we choose to sweep under the carpet, so to speak. We choose to not confront them, and we choose to go on as if they don't exist. But there are things in our lives that are upsetting or irritating for us, and yet we do not face them because we are taught from a very young age that we should not speak up and say how we feel about a lot of the things that we experience in our lives, that we should keep quiet and we should keep the peace and we should avoid conflict and we should avoid issues. And of course, the problem with this is that it doesn't matter if somebody shuns these emotions and keeps them or refuses to speak out about something that is irritating or annoying to them. The problem is that the emotion remains and it often festers like a wound which has dirt in it, and you refuse to clean out the dirt and you just choose to cover it up. And you choose to cover it up with the dirt and the impurities within it. And what happens when we do that? When we do that, there's a risk that it becomes infected because it festers. The wound festers because it hasn't been properly cleaned out. And so when it hasn't been properly cleaned out and it festers, it becomes an infection. And the infection is something that's a lot more difficult to deal with, isn't it? Because it's not only very uncomfortable, it's also something which requires medication and all sorts of different treatments to bring it back into harmony. So how does this transfer into feelings? Well, if the feelings are kept tight, under hold, and are not allowed to, and and you don't identify what exactly is causing them, then they will also fester like the sand in that wound. And the problem with that is that eventually, instead of causing an infection, what will happen is that there will be a time when there is an explosion. There is a point where the pain is so great that the person explodes. So it's important when you get these feelings, you feelings of discomfort, feeling that something is not the way that you would like it to be, and you are feeling to in some way negative emotion, that you sit down, that you take some time, go deep within your heart and ask yourself, why are you feeling this way? Who's this emotion belong to? Does it belong to me? And if so, why am I feeling it? What are the things in my life that I am not comfortable with, but I am refusing to walk a path or choose a way to resolve those issues, make my feelings known or my discomfort known, so that a solution can be found that is beneficial for everyone, including myself. And that's why feelings should not be discarded. They should always be respected, and we should always look to see them, what exactly is going on and where that issue is arising from, so that we can attempt to resolve it, because otherwise it will fester like sand or dirt in a wound and eventually become infected. And eventually, if the emotions continue to be suppressed, we continue to be in that negative emotion, and eventually these lead to more negative experiences and possibly even more conflict. So these negative emotions are there as a sign. They're there to give us an indication about the things in our lives that we refuse to see or refuse to look directly at and admit that we don't prefer them, and we don't want to confront that situation. We don't want to confront it, and so we just choose to feel negative emotion and dwindle in our own victimization. So these feelings are an indicator, like an indicator on your car when there's something that's wrong, that the oil is too low, or one of the lights has run out of battery, and you need to replace that light on the car. That it's an indication. So feelings, negative emotion, is like that, an indicator on your car panel that something needs to be adjusted. And it's important that you take your time to really look deep within and adjust it accordingly, so that you can comfortably move beyond that emotion. And once you move beyond that emotion, the relief will be such that you will be able to tune into much more elevated feelings such as joy and and playfulness and laughter and things and emotions which you are much more in accordance with who you really are. So use them as that, as an indicator. Don't suppress them and welcome them, because they are telling you that there is something that you are not confronting, that you need to confront in order to move forward and move yourself into a more peaceful and harmonious situation for yourself. And with that, we are complete. Yeah, well, there you go. That was helpful, especially when I often get out on the wrong side of the bed. So yeah, I hope you found that useful too. Instead of perhaps staying in this state of negative emotion, sitting with ourselves and figuring out where it comes from, if we can find a solution for it so we can transcend it, seemed very helpful for me. So I hope it was helpful for you. Thank you for listening. And as always, if you have any comments or questions that you want to ask, then leave them below. Thank you.